Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. A Work Tough Gear Wednesday, kind of a collection video, kind of want to give you some thoughts on it. Here's the deal, guys. Every Wednesday, typically, I'll take a knife and we'll go in the swamp, we'll do hard use, and we'll bang and we'll clang. Well, here's the deal with that. I love doing that. I would do that every day for the rest of my life, but here's the truth. With the Work Tough Gear knives that I'm going to show you today, each one has 2, if not 3 videos, and if you throw shorts on top of that, a lot of these have 5 to 10 videos. So I thought I'd slow everything down, show you the knife, tell you a little bit about it, tell you a little bit about the designer. We'll go for about 15, 20 minutes. What I don't get in today, I'll move to the next fixed blade collection video. But this way, there's several things when I'm out in the woods and I'm doing a hard use video. A lot of times I want to bring up, but I can't, because of time. So I thought on this one, we'll just cover a lot of topics. I'll tell you about some knives. We'll take a look. And if you got some questions, put in the comments. I'm going to be gone now the next 4 or 5 days. Engagement's going to drop down. But if you have questions, put them in the comments. Now, here's one that I get often. Scab, they're never in stock. Listen, Mr. Vic works harder than anybody I know. And he works harder than me, and that's hard to do, and I'm not saying braggingly, I put in a lot of time. Vic Lynn and his team, this isn't a massive company, guys. Vic come out of his pocket to have a dream. And somebody said one time, well, I think it's funny, they don't have the money. Do you think that's funny? Are you a moron? These guys are working their ass off to build a brand. And think about this. A lot of guys will say, well, Scab, they don't ever have them. They give them to YouTubers. That's because they don't spend money on advertising. None. So they give them to guys like us to get the word out, to show you how they work, to show you how they use, to get the word out there. And I bust my ass doing it because I have an immense amount of respect for Work Tough Gear. And think about this, guys. For as frustrated as you might be, not being able to get one of these because they sell out or you don't know, think about how they are. Think about how Mr. Vic is. That's a lot of money sitting on the table to know that you can, as many knives as you can make, people will buy. Just bear that in mind. They're doing their best. They're trying to build the company. They build high quality, beautiful, functional knives, right? That being said, this is the Puzon Predator Hunter. This is one of the favorites, probably one of their bigger sellers, I would think. It's hard to find these things. This one's in K329. I've enjoyed that steel on this one. It's held its edge really good. It's really slicey. I started Work Tough Gear Wednesday off with a midnight short last night, shaving some phone book paper. I love the deep fullers. Now, I wanted to show you all this. Look at I get a lot of comments on this because of the choil and a lot of that for a lot of people, they're like, listen, it contours to your hand. Now, you like what you like. And y'all know me on this channel. I'm not here to say anything. I'm not here to talk you into anything. But I did want to point that out, that is contoured. And some people it'll bother. It doesn't bother me at all. I like that. The G10, nobody does G10 better than Work Tough Gear. Point blank, period. They just don't. Never had a problem with handles coming loose on these. I've beat the shit out of them. Maybe somebody has. If you do, put it in the comments. If there's something you disagree with, put it in the comments. It's always good to get every side. I don't mind doing that. But the G10 spot on. The other thing they're phenomenal with is the heat treat. Just super, super dope on the heat treat. One of the best I've seen. That being said, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We talk about that all the time. That's why here at the channel we focus on 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. We're back to blue over here. We sport Leo all to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. It's pretty simple. And finally, if you're an addict, like I am, never quit quitting. It's very, very important. This is the Wilson. Now, I'm going to try not to say this is my favorite, this or that, because they're all my favorite. I love Work Tough Gear with all my heart. I love their designs. But remember, too, now, we focus on functionality. That's what we do. Does it work? Can we make it work? How does it work? How well does it hold up? That's what this channel does. Okay, this is a totally different design. It was made as a one tool option. And if you get this just wanting a chopper, that's fine. But don't leave the other uses on the table. It's good for shelter building. You can process vegetables with that. Most, if not all, I don't think all, but most WTG knives have 90-degree spines. Most are SK85, easy to sharpen. That's a high carbon steel. Those are some things that I get asked a lot. Is it easy to sharpen in the field? Yes. Will it strike a ferro rod? Yes. Good one tool option. Now, people look at that and they go, matter of fact, I'm taking this with me to Blackie's so we can get his thoughts on it. Now, what I want to do, guys, is go for about 20 minutes. The knives we don't cover here will pop on the end of our next fixed blade collection video. In fact, while I'm at Blackie's, I'm going to make a collection series. Now, this is the Amish John. I took it in the swamp last week. Personally, I absolutely love the knife. I love the deep fullers. Some things that I love on big knives. This is me. Personally, I love a clip point. I love a recurve. I love a working choil. I do this a lot, and I'll use this grip a lot at Blackie's, processing up firewood and getting the fire ready and all that. I also love the way this handle contours, okay? It is perfect for me. The Amish John, designed by John Spencer, really good dude. I think he may have another one with Work Tough gear, I'm not sure, but this is a phenomenal design. I love it. I love the name. The Wilson was designed by Jeremy Boulder Valentine, awesome dude. He has the Nymph. He also has some designs with Carnivora. I think he's got more coming up with Work Tough gear. This fella needs no introduction. This is the Nomad Field, designed by Zeke Minacho. Now, this particular one is in K340. I think most of these are. This is the field knife with no choil. As much as I like a choil, it's not necessary on this knife. It's got a great forward cant, blue liners, thick stock, razor sharp. Absolutely love it. I'm going to try to take like 10 knives with me to Blackie's. I won't use that many, but I'd like to get his opinion on some, and I like having them for Instagram and things like that. And here's probably what I'll do, guys. I'm not going to put out any long form from here till I get back, but I will keep some shorts out there to keep the channel active, to keep it engaged, and so YouTube doesn't screw me any more than it does, like it has wanted to do. This is one of my, I carry this knife probably more than any other knife. This is the Nomad EDC. Absolutely love this knife, adore this knife. Another design by Zeke Minacho. Another absolutely fantastic knife. I love it. I carry it daily. If you listen, you can hear that sand crunching. I used it today. I trust that knife so much. We have 4,000 pound bags of sand. Dude, I cut one all up today. It's canvas with sand all in it. Held the edge perfectly. Moving on. Dave Pouzon, who designed the Predator Hunter buoy, designed, this is the Pouzon Wilderness Gen 2. And again, Dave's an Army vet, an MMA guy, fantastic. He's a great knife designer and even better man. He's an awesome, awesome guy. This knife is incredibly, incredibly popular. I love this one. I also have the 7-inch version, but this 9-inch. And these knives, the thing that I love about Work Tough gear is they're not just sharpened pry bars. They are actual cutting tools. They'll slice phone book paper. They'll cut down trees. They'll slice meat. They'll process game. They do whatever you need them to do. They are true cutting tools, and I absolutely adore them. Now, we're going to move through them as quickly as I can. This one is a heavy hitter coming up next. This is the Ape X by Julio Diaz. These knives, this thing gets confused for a machete, and it looks like one. Except when you really look, it's a 1/4 inch thick. This thing, I've got a ton of videos, ton of shorts on this. This thing is a heavy, heavy hitter. The sheath, I love the sheath. It comes with a strap if you want to carry it across your chest, which I throw it on and go in the swamp a lot. Again, SK85. It's got that acid wash. I need to clean a lot of these up. You can see that edge work. Love their edge. Work Tough gear's edges are just phenomenal. Again, G10 done masterfully. blue liners. The other thing that I like about Work Tough gear is Mr. Vic gives their designers a ton of leeway. They're able to design freely. They don't have to worry about getting nitpicked. And on every Work Tough gear knife, if one of your favorites design it, their logo is also on that knife. I kind of like that. That's cool that he does that. Here is another one that we've done recently. This is the JX Omega, designed by Chris Tanner over at Prepared Minds 101. Guys, it's not rust. There's a tree. I can't figure out which one, but there's one that stains these up. And in fact, when I go to Blackie's, I'm taking some Mother's Make and some other stuff, and I'm going to clean up the ones I take. Again, that's not rust. I like to freak the first time I saw it because it's SK85. Whatever that tree is out in the swamp, man, it stains these up. The thing I like about the JX, is this the Omega? Yeah, this is the Omega. I kept saying 5. It's SK85. Is the overbuilt handle. I love that. It's well done. Again, blue liners, gorgeous. I love this knife. Y'all have seen it quite a bit. And a lot of these you've seen quite a bit. And we'll keep moving on before I make a mess there. All right. Now, Alex Aurora Borealis is another guy that I absolutely love his designs. This is the Wolverine. It comes with a tech lock. Kodiak sheath fits perfectly. And all the Kodiak sheath has these little thumb things that you can pop them out. This thing is well used. You've seen a ton of videos on it. This to me is one of the perfect designs for a belt knife. I absolutely adore it. Gorgeous knife. The more it looks like a knife, the more I love it. Black handles, red liners, everything about this. And Alex is a phenomenal, phenomenal knife designer. That being said, I wanted to break out, let me see if I can, here it is, the Kodiak. Another Alex Aurora Borealis knife. This knife's definitely going with me. This is one of my all-time favorites. This is the Kodiak. Now, he also has the Lynx, which is a small pocket fixed blade version. And there's a Mountain Man version that I cannot wait to get my hands on. But this thing will fill up your hand. Now, Alex asked me what I thought about the handle. And I'm going to show y'all. See how it contours there? I love it. Fills my hand up. Now, somebody said they wish they had a little bit more against the back. Okay. To me, it gives me ample room and plenty of grip, and I think that's more of a personal preference. I can choke down, I can choke up, I can do whatever I need to do. I've got 2 hard use videos on this. Super, super knife. I love this knife, and Alex is a phenomenal guy, and no, personally, I wouldn't change a thing on that Alex. Now, moving on. One of my favorite dudes in this knife game, point blank period, is Shawnee over at Shade Indonesia. This is the Nightmare 3. This was designed by Shawnee. I love this knife. Now, there's a couple things I want to go over. This right here is thin, and people have brought that up, and that's fine. It's made for flip cuts. Pop, 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 pop. You can come down for heavy, heavy chops, and it's got a place here. I'll show you that. I can tuck my pinky there and really get some popping going. It has some nice jimping there. I EDC this a lot. In fact, when I do my full video at Blackie's, don't be surprised if you see this one tucked in my belt. It's a multi-use, multi-purpose tool that I absolutely love. And if you're not familiar with Shaney over at Shade Indonesia or Shawnee, you need to be. The guy is an insane builder. Where are we at? Okay, I'm going to cover a couple more, and we're going to call it a wrap. The thing about Work Tough gear, man, that I love, and I know, again, guys, I know people get frustrated because they want to buy them. Just please be patient because they're building, and I think within 5 years, they are going to be one hell of a force to be reckoned with in this knife game. In fact, let's go over 3, and we'll call it, and the rest I will do next week. Now, The Famine by Keith McKenzie. I love Keith. He is an awesome guy. I absolutely love this knife. In fact, when I go in the swamp a lot of times, and I love it because of that grip. We did this one a couple weeks ago. I do tuck this one when I go on my walks. I tuck this one in my belt, It removes quick. It'll get it done. It's a recurve, but it's got that straight, a little bit of a harpoon, but it's got that recurve that I love so much. You can do a lot of work with this SK85. And again, you got Keith's logo right there. I just love this knife. Personally, I'm a fan of this knife. I love the pommel. I love it big time. Now, moving on. This is The Little Evil by Zeke Menacho. The Chavez rendition on that pocket knife, I can't think of that guy's name. It's Chavez, obviously. He endorsed this knife. MMA guys, a lot of knife fighting experts, all kind of martial art. There's a lot of guys who have used this knife, who endorse this knife. I mean, a lot of who's who. The Little Evil is just, to me, I love the way it feels. And I don't do a whole lot about knife fighting on the channel. I don't knife fight any of that. But I love the way this knife feels. It's in M2 steel. It's almost that tracker style a little bit. But if you look at the handle, it has an immense palm swell that you can just fill your hand up with. Some aggressive jimping there that I really, really like, that you can get out there on. The pommel, give you a look at that. That'll give you a headache. And it comes in a Kodiak sheath. Absolutely badass knife. Great job, Zeke. Last one, and then we'll call it a wrap. And I appreciate you guys indulging me. This is the Dringer. Dringer. I love this knife. John Nelson Griffin is the designer. He's an MMA guy. I keep hearing people say, oh, it's a small proper chopper. No, it is not. This is a sax. The sax goes back to the 5th century. This is a well-balanced tool, okay? This would have been the Vikings EDC knife. This thing is well-balanced. Ton of shorts with this thing. Absolutely love it. Razor sharp, SK85. And John made this as a fighter. He's an MMA guy. He is a known fighter. He made this, and another favorite EDC. Well, guys, here's the thing. I love Work Tough gear. Y'all know I do. I love bringing them to you. I love showing them to you. I appreciate y'all indulging me. When I'm at Blackie's again, I'm going to make some collection videos. I am going to put this into collection video in the fixed blade portion. I know a lot of guys have enjoyed that. I know a lot of you have enjoyed it, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you for choosing this video. Thank you to all of you who are in the choir. That's those who are part of our Patreon page. That's those who are part of our YouTube memberships. If you'd like to do that, there's links there. I put out an exclusive, not a better, an exclusive video each week for those guys, and I am so appreciative. All that money simply goes into the channel, into microphones, equipment, things like that. Nothing personal. It all goes to the channel, and if you'd like to help, we'd love to have you. If you can't do that, I understand. Please hit like. Thank you for choosing this video very much. I'm Scab. You're not. Guys, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I will see you all when I get back from Blackie's. I'm gone, son. Love y'all.